Hello again, welcome to my channel, Utterly Mental. I hope you're having an incredible day. My name is Veronica and I make videos centered around mental health in an attempt to break the stigma. On Mondays, I discuss a topic that has been on my mind. So today is Monday and I'm going to be discussing emotions versus feelings and how they affect our behavior. Before I get into it, I do want to say that for me, emotions are instinctual. Feelings are consciously chosen by you. And your behavior is directly related to your level of self-awareness and your unique understanding of what is happening within you and around you. Let's get into it. Part 1, let's talk emotions. Now, this topic is much deeper than what I'm going to present in this video, but for the sake of keeping it as simple as possible, there are 6 basic groups of emotions: happiness, surprise, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness. Our emotions are instinctual. What that means is that it's a reaction in our physical body. It's instant. Emotions show up when you're triggered by an event or a thought or a memory. Pretty much anything that pertains to our 5 senses. They help to warn us and bring awareness to what could be happening around us. The emotion sends a signal to our conscious mind so that we can assign a feeling to that emotion. Part 2, let's talk feelings. So like I said, emotions send signals to our conscious mind so that we attach a feeling to that emotion. But that's not all we attach to the emotion. We also create a story as to why we picked that feeling for that emotion so that we can explain to ourselves why that situation happened and what we can do about it. What I mean by all of this is that you choose the feelings that you assign to that emotion as well as the story that you create around that emotion. That is based on your own conscious awareness and perceptions of what is happening. These feelings and stories that you assign to these emotions have the power to directly influence your conscious behavior. But this does not mean that we cannot control our conscious behavior. I'll delve into that a little later in the video. Part 3. Don't know what that was. Part 3. I got it right this time. Okay. Now I'm going to break this down with an example or a visualization, and I invite you to participate in this visualization with me. Now imagine that you're a child that's crying out for help, trying to get anyone to listen to you. But all you're met with is being brushed off and told you're being dramatic and you're making it up and you're doing all of this just to get attention. Whew. The emotions of fear, anger, and sadness are felt throughout your entire physical body. Because of these emotions that you are having, you assign the feelings of abandonment, helplessness, unjust treatment, and confusion. Then you attach the story to that emotion that you're powerless to get anybody that can help you to actually listen, and that you aren't worth the time of anybody that could help you. And you don't understand why you aren't important enough to be heard. After just this happening so much to you, the stories and meanings that you attach to these emotions begin to transform your behavior, your responses and reactions to situations. You start to be silent around people. You stop asking people for help. The anger and the fear and the sadness just keep building up in you as time goes on. Fast forward, later on in life, you are now grown and you're in a situation where you have a need that you're making an effort to communicate and you are being brushed off. Those emotions of fear, anger, and sadness just overcome your body and they're just as present as they were when you were a child. Then the feelings as well as the story you created just seem to automatically apply to your current situation. After so many years of the fear, anger, and sadness building up inside of you, you finally had enough and you react to these people in anger. The great news is is that it doesn't have to continue to be this way. Okay, part 4. Now we're going to talk about how the emotions and the feelings affect our behavior and why self-education is so important. In our visualization, you went through life never having resolved or healed from the trauma of your experiences as a child. But how could you when nobody was listening? How would you even know that healing was an option? There are many ways for this to happen, but I am going to cover 2. The first way is maybe an unexpected event. You cross paths with a person or really any event that happens outside of yourself. I mean, potentially seeing a YouTube video like this one. Basically, it's something or someone that brings you to your self-awareness of just how powerful you truly are. That awareness then turns into a thirst for knowledge, for understanding how you can change this within yourself. You become aware that you can heal, that life can be happy and you can thrive and people will be drawn to you. And that turns into your motivation to continue learning how to heal and bettering yourself. And from that moment on, you just get better. The second way comes from within. We are all born with an innate knowledge and wisdom inside of us. Now, going back to our visualization, you reacted in the moment off of that fear, anger, and sadness that boiled back up into you with those feelings attached in the story you told yourself that you believe applies to that current situation. Now you're starting to feel guilt. You feel guilty for reacting on these people that you were trying to communicate with. You may still be upset about them not listening, but now you start to feel guilt because you've now acted outside of a way that you would have wanted to be treated yourself. And that is what I'm talking about with the internal wisdom and knowledge. You already know that you are better than this. And that leads you into a thirst for knowledge. Going back into what I just said, and the first way, you just have a thirst for it. You seek it out, you practice new skills, and you truly start to heal yourself. As you begin to explore, you are now aware that it's gonna take your conscious and active participation to change your own perception. You learn how to reassign new feelings and recreate the stories that you've attached to those emotions. You learn that you have the power to completely reframe your perception, and not just your perception of the current moment, your perception of when you were a child. That is powerful. You are now free to respond to situations in a healthy manner. Anytime that emotion surfaces, you are able to take that pause and reflect in self-awareness so that you can consciously decide how you are going to act and how you're going to feel and what story you tell yourself about that moment. The wrap up. Emotions are instinctual. Feelings are consciously chosen by you. And your behavior is related to your level of self-awareness and your unique understanding of what is happening within you and around you. The main thing that I really wanted to put out there with this video is that a lot of people use emotions and feelings interchangeably. They're not interchangeable. Feelings we decide on. And you may think, that's ridiculous. I don't consciously assign these things. But when you start doing the work, when you start really breaking it down, you're able to see the layers. You're able to see, oh, I did feel that in that moment. But what happened to make me believe that because they didn't want to listen to me that I was worthless? Because it's not true. Anybody watching this video, if you are in a dark place, if you're hurting, please seek help. I'll put a link in the description below of resources that you can reach out to if you do need help or you know someone that does. Thank you guys so much for joining me again today. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you disliked it. And I want to hear from you. Was the information that I presented helpful for you? Did I explain it well? Are you a self-educator? What are you learning? Also, if you have a topic that you'd like me to do a video on, leave that down in the comments because I want to hear from you guys. What topic would you like me to talk about involving mental health? Again, I appreciate you so much for joining me again today. Please do not go to bed tonight without finding your reason to genuinely smile. Be kind and take care of yourself. Utterly Mental out.